Webb's Ford in Vermilion recently celebrated 90 years in operation. It was a big day in Vermilion. Many gathered to commemorate Webb's Ford and Machinery's milestone. The Webbs were thrilled with the turnout, with the family proud of their hard work over the years.
Well, it's a great accomplishment. I'm very proud of the fact that my grandpa started the business 90 years ago in 1933. And my dad and my uncles ran the business, and myself and a couple of brother-in-laws and my dad ran the business, and now my sons are going to be running the business going forward. So I'm hoping we're going to be here for many more years to come.
The event was not only to celebrate 90 years in operation, but also for Webbs to acknowledge how important community has been.
Well, the community has been so supportive of us. I mean, we've done business with so many people in this community, and we've appreciated all of their support. We couldn't be here without that. So
the Vermilion staple now has their eyes set on year 100. Callan Dunlop, Primetime, local news. Well, it is Halloween today.
Yes, it is.
How are we looking for our trick-or-treating weather?
I think we're pretty good. I think the kids will have a very enjoyable trick-or-treating. As of right now, I don't see any cause for concern. I think tonight is going to be a great night for all the children going out tonight, and the parents too who have to go with them. I think it's going to be a great Halloween evening for everybody. We are sitting at only 4 degrees right now, and with that wind chill, it's feeling closer to -1. Still not too bad. It's nice that we can still have those above zero temperatures as well, despite the wind chill making it feel not so warm. But the wind is quite windy at 28 kilometers per hour. But for the most part, it was a pretty nice day out today. Not too cold. I personally didn't think it was too cold outside, and we did get to see some sun as well. And then over across the region in Alberta, 6 degrees in Provost, Vermilion, and in Vegreville, 7 in Wainwright and in Edmonton, 5 in Marwayne and Bonnyville, 3 in St. Paul, 4 in Cold Lake, and 1 out in Lac La Biche. So we're all, most of the region is above zero in temperatures. And then on the Saskatchewan side, same deal, except in Isle Cross, they're sitting at -1, but everywhere else is above zero. 4 in Pierceland and St. Walburg, and also out in Maidstone, 5 in Macklin, 3 in North Battleford and Green Lake, and 2 out in Meadow Lake. And tonight's forecast out in North Battleford, partially cloudy skies with -7 as your evening temperature. So it's going to be a fairly nice evening out tonight in North Battleford. And then tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day, and then with a high of +1. It may feel a little bit cooler with that wind chill, but that will be the daytime high for tomorrow. Overnight tonight in Cold Lake will drop down to -7. Mostly cloudy skies. There will be some evenings of some kind of clear patches, but for the most part, it will be quite cloudy. And then tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud. Cloudy in the morning, and then there will be more sunshine in the afternoon with a high of +1. And that it may feel a little bit cooler with the wind chill, but that will be the high. And then overnight tonight here in Lloydminster, those clouds will clear up overnight. We'll drop down to -6 for your temperature, so it won't be too cold out tonight, which is nice to see. And then tomorrow, a little breakdown of the day. -5 out in the morning, intermittent clouds, so it won't be too cloudy, but there will be some, and that will kind of continue on throughout till around recess time. It will be -5, so that sun will start to peek out. But then the clouds kind of become a little bit more heavier around lunchtime, and there's about a 40% chance of some flurries. So there is a chance that it could snow tomorrow afternoon, -2. It will be that temperature around lunchtime. And then by the time school's out, it'll be closer to 0 degrees. And that chance of flurries will bump up to 43%. And then over the next 3 days here in Lloydminster, like I said, high of 1 tomorrow, low of -5 with that 46% chance of some snow. And then on Thursday, a high of +4 and a low of -6, mix of sun and cloud. And then we have a fairly sunny day on Friday with a high of +1 and a low of -4. So seemingly warmer temperatures are on the horizon for the next couple of days. And if you would like to see all your Halloween photos on our show, please submit them to our Facebook, Stingray Weather and Pet Photos. And I would love to see all your Halloween photos, and I will post them up on the show throughout this week. But that is your first look at your evening weather forecast. I'll have your overnight temperatures later on in the show.
Thanks, Abby. Coming up after the break, we'll see the throne speech recently held at the Alberta Legislature. The Lloydminster Bobcats have created a magical new event, the Happily Ever After Daddy-Daughter Dance. Our Thomas Wildman has some more information on this great event.
Today I am happy to be joined by Nigel Dubé, the general manager of the Lloydminster Bobcats, and he is here today to talk about their brand new event which will be coming up this November, the Daddy-Daughter Dance. And so thank you so much for being with me today, Nigel.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And Nigel, where did the idea for this event come from?
Yeah, most of our great ideas come from our business manager here, Mallory Oleshko. She comes up with the creativeness around them, which is really good. And there's different organizations in junior hockey that have done this one, and something we feel that hasn't been done in Lloydminster in quite some time, and just an event that is an opportunity to be a little bit different, but also an event that's in Lloydminster that you don't have to travel towards.
Nigel, what exactly is the Daddy-Daughter Dance going to be like, especially for those who have never been to an event similar to this in the past?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is we have princesses coming in from outside of town, a fairy tale princess. So they'll come in. It's one of those where once you have your ticket, the daddy and the daughter or the kids will be welcomed. They'll go inside to a really decorative place upstairs at the auditorium, the Civic. From there, then they'll get pictures with the princesses, get their autographs. There'll also be a little bit of a candy bar, some Disney themed kids drinks, sandwiches. There will also be a DJ with music. So just a great outing from 1 till 4, which will be a lot of fun for them, and people can get dressed up too if they like.
And finally, Nigel, when is the Daddy-Daughter Dance taking place? And if people are interested, where can they get tickets and find out some more information?
November 26th from 1 to 4 at the Civic Auditorium upstairs there. It'll be all decorated, very exciting, just what we talked about. And then tickets are available through the Bobcats office and all social media. They just click on it. Additional kids tickets are available too. It's also if the dad is out of town or working, and grandpa or uncle or whoever wants to bring the kids, they can do that too. We want to make sure everybody's included too as well. And just a great afternoon on the 26th.
Thank you so much for all the information, Nigel.
Perfect. Thanks, Thomas.
I'm back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for another edition of Pet Project, and it's a Halloween edition, of course, as today is Halloween. And today we have a gorgeous cat named Cannoli. Tell me about his story and how he came to be.
So Cannoli came into us in the beginning of August as a stray from the city of Lloyd. And he was kind of shy when he first came in. When he hung out in this room, he would just hide whenever we'd walk in and kind of scared. When we clean, we let the animals kind of free roam up front, the cats, and he would just hide and didn't really want attention. And now, as you can see, he's warmed right up. He's a lot more cuddly, and he actually runs out for attention now when you walk in the room. So he's really showing his personality more now. We're hoping he can get a home where he's going to get lots of cuddles and attention, because he Even when you guys came in, he was like rubbing off the camera and wanting pets. So he's a pretty cute guy, and I'm hoping we can get him a nice cuddly home.
Yes, and it will show that if he's a little bit standoffish at first when he gets adopted, you know that he'll start warming up once he feels comfortable and in that
Exactly.
environment. And so being in the cat room, you'd say that he has a pretty good relationship with the cats in here.
Yes, yeah, he seems to get along with everybody pretty well, and he kind of keeps to himself. Like if someone's being grumpy, he will just back off and give them their space. So he's not really much of a fighter, which is really nice. So if there was someone with another cat in their house, we think he would be fine. I haven't tested him with dogs, but he seems laid back enough that if he had another calm cat and another calm dog in the home, that would be totally fine.
A little scared of the camera, just a tad. A little camera shy, which is not normal for everybody.
Yeah.
Which is good. And so you'd say that he would, if there is a dog, he would slowly start getting used to it.
Yeah, I think he would adjust quite well. He would just need some time to get used to his surroundings. And then once he's comfortable in a new environment, he really does well. So.
And kids-wise, I'm assuming since he's in this room, he's fairly good with kids as well.
My kids come hang out in this room all the time, and he comes out for attention. So I do think he'd be fine in a home with kids too.
That's awesome. And I've seen him for the past few weeks, and he's always just been a very sweet boy. So I have no doubt that he will make a family very, very happy. Now, coming up in November, you have a week-long adoption event at PetSmart. Tell me about those details and what people should know.
So we are going to be hanging out at PetSmart from, I believe it's Monday, November 6th until Sunday the 12th. And we're going to have adoptable animals on site the whole time. So we'll have probably a couple dogs there for you to meet, some cats on site. PetSmart always is adopting out cats for us as well. So it'll be a great opportunity for people to come check out the animals if you're interested in adding to your family. And even talk to just the staff and volunteers about the shelter if you're interested in volunteering.
That's awesome. And the fact that it's a whole week is even more, I think it's better having a full week. Some people can think about it and then go out and get one if they want. And speaking of sales, today, as Halloween is wrapping up and October is wrapping up, it's your last day for the cat sale that you have going on.
So for our cats, for orange or black cats right now, it's 50% off the adoption fee. And then for all other cats, it's actually 25% off. So now is an excellent time to add to your family if you're interested. And we have a lot of cats in care right now. We have about 130. So we have all shapes and sizes and attitudes to choose from.
So something for everybody. There's going to be a cat for someone, which is awesome.
And Catfish wants in the shot right now.
Now, you had mentioned a few items that you need, that you're in need of donations. Tell me about what those are so people are aware.
So we are looking for canned cat food. And also kibble for puppies, so dry food for puppies. Our cats were almost out of wet food, so if anyone wants to donate, we are definitely looking for cans of food. Catfish is hungry and wants some canned food. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining me. And Cannoli, he's off in his own world doing his thing. But I have no doubt he's such a sweetheart. I have no doubt that he will make a family very, very happy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
We have Lauren Rodick-Eberly back with us this week, talking with some more tips to help with busy lifestyles, with families, and trying to make the best of being a parent. So Lauren, thank you so much for joining me once again today.
Thanks for having me again.
Lauren, this time we're going to be talking about certain products and the terms natural versus sustainable. I know that people are often trying to do their best, and whether it be clothing or products for your body or whatever it happens to be, to find natural and sustainable sources. So where do you start with something like this, especially as a busy family? You've got a couple of kids, you're trying to do your best. Like I said, where's a good place to start?
Yeah, it does get really complicated because I think when you think of natural, you think of things that you're putting on or in your body. So makeup, hair products, lotions, that kind of thing. But it even starts to come down to the bed you're sleeping on and the pillow you're sleeping on and the air fresheners and cleaning supplies and all of that. So it can start to feel like a lot. So what I say to people if they're wanting to start on this journey is just start with one thing and start with the thing that you need in your house next. So you don't have to throw everything away, but let's say you're running out of hair shampoo. Maybe that's the item that you research, and then you can gradually go down the rabbit hole of naturalizing up your life. I love the Environmental Working Group, EWG. So you can just Google that and you can type in almost any product and they will give you a breakdown of everything that's in that product and the good and the bad about it. So it kind of also helps you learn a little bit what you should be looking for in different products. But it's also hard because some products don't tell you every ingredient. So they do a little bit of that work for you. I will mention, and I might even mention again later, but there are some amazing accounts, Instagram and website wise, that you can check out because, again, as a busy parent that's trying to learn all this, they do a lot of the work for you, which is so nice. So there's I Read Labels for You, In, On, Around, Three Little Plums, and Dr. Anna Marie Temple. And again, all of those have courses and ebooks. So if you want to support them, you can do that and find out even more, but they give a lot of free resources as well.
And Lauren, how important is it to do some research on this? Because I'm betting just by looking at a lot of food labels and labels on products that there may be some terminology that may lead you to think that some of these things are natural or sustainable, and in fact, they're not.
Absolutely. Marketing is very confusing. And even sometimes I'll find a product and it will be good. And then a year later, you find out something else, or we're learning more, and then it's not good anymore. So it's a continuous learning process. So it is really good to put in some research. There's also, I can also mention Think Dirty is an app. I don't love it as much as Environmental Working Group, to be honest, but it is just a quick way. You download the app, you type in a product, and you can learn a little bit more about it too. And all these give ratings from like 1 to 10. So you can say, okay, I am only comfortable going to a 1, or you can be a person that's saying, okay, I'm just starting this journey. I'll start with products that maybe go down to a 4 or 5 or something like that. But also, if you can shop local or small business, those are often a lot more transparent. And if you go on their website and you go to the About Me section, you can often find out a lot more from that. So even putting in a little bit of research that way is really helpful.
Lauren, why is it so important to you to be on this journey? Having 2 kids and often having to move to different cities and depending on what's happening in your life. But why is this such a big thing for you?
Well, it actually, I've always been a little bit naturally minded in that regard. But when it came to getting pregnant and having my kids, I started to go down the rabbit hole more because it really impacts our whole self. Like sometimes you don't even realize that your gut and your health and how you're feeling and all of that is because of all of these things around us. And so, like I said, once you go down the rabbit hole, you start to realize, okay, well, I want to feel good and I want my family to feel good. And like you're saying, once as we're moving places, it's like, how do I make the environment of this new rental home as clean and natural and safe as possible? And then I don't know if we're still talking about sustainability too, but I also want to make sure that from a sustainable standpoint, that I'm supporting the earth and the people that are making these things, because I feel like they all deserve to make good wages as well. So if we can vote with our dollars, that's the way to go.
All right, Lauren. Well, thank you so much for joining us once again. We really appreciate your advice. And can you just throw the information for your website and your social media again one more time, please?
Absolutely. And I will say I have some expert interviews up on my website too. So I have a whole one about sustainability from a local small business that does a ton on that. And she lets you know what websites to look at if you want to go sustainable clothing, and lots health wise. So check out the experts interview section, because don't just take it from me, take it from the people that are putting all the energy into that. But it's laurenrodickeverly.com, and all my social media channels are also Lauren Rodick Everly.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
We don't have a final story to end today, but I do want to talk about Halloween since it is We do have the orange lights and everything.
Yeah.
Haven't talked about it yet, but yeah, Halloween. What's been your favorite part about Halloween?
I absolutely adore Halloween. I have ever since I was little. I love the trick. Obviously, as a kid, loved trick or treating.
Oh, yeah.
My mom handmade all of mine and my sister's costumes growing
wow.
up. So they were special to me, obviously, because she put my Halloween costume shopping was going to Fabricland and picking out a pattern. That just made it even more special. And now that I'm older, for the past several years, I've been watching Halloween on Halloween.
Tradition.
Back in high school, I dressed up as Freddy Krueger and I painted my face with the burns and everything. So Halloween is a big deal to me. I judged Halloween costume contest in high school. My grade 12 year, I was Lilo, and my friend who was also co-hosting with me was Stitch. So I love Halloween so much. And me and Shelby, actually Shelby Clark, we went as the Shining Twins a couple years ago together. So that turned out really cool as well.
That must have been a funny combo to see. But,
yes.
Yeah, no, I never did the homemade costume making myself. I always would just get my dad to take me to the store and, we'd pick out whatever I'd find. I'd been Waldo a lot. It was more than once I was Waldo because I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked the shirt, and I just really like putting on glasses when I don't need glasses.
It was the same way. I don't know. I think it's weird for people without glasses, but I agree.
That is all the time that we have for you on Primetime Local News. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great night.